Hey everybody, Want a Wisdom here. It is, I guess now it's actually Saturday morning, so it's technically Groundhog Day 2013. We'll see if this video repeats automatically after you've watched it. But, got a couple of games for the birthday, and didn't know if anyone would be interested in seeing them unboxed or opened up, and posted it up. There's actually a lot of people interested, mainly in Darksiders, and then, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 just, generated a lot of interest, mainly, if you'd be online, and there's obviously a ton of people are into that. The one that didn't really get much love is probably my favorite of the group, which would be Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Long story short, I did not have a DS, just my nephew. I'd kind of, play games, help him out from time to time. When the 3DS came out, I wound up getting one so we could kind of do the multiplayer stuff together. One of the games I picked up to take on solo was Professor Layton and the Last Spectre. As you know, it was released on the DS, not the 3DS, but I really, really enjoyed this game. In fact, I enjoyed it so much. As you can see, I wound up picking up the entire series over the course, basically. I think I got the Last Spectre close to when it came out. I want to say it was like late October 2011. Seems to be when they do them. The issue I then had is some of these are insanely hard to come by. Particularly, I think, like the Curious Village. It was '08, I believe. Let me double check. No, I'm sorry, it was 2007, and then basically they skipped '08, and then Diabolical Box was 2009. Unwound Future was 2010. That is one that a lot of people will tell you that's the best game in the series. I've yet to play it. It is still in the plastic, actually. It and the Diabolical Box you can sometimes find online for a reasonable price. The Curious Village is one of those ones that's kind of like the Kirby titles. When it gets phased out of production, the price goes up exponentially. I think I got lucky and found it locally. I might have jewed the store down a little bit on the price. But it's one of those deals, it's getting hard to find. The other two you can still have pretty good luck with them. The Last Spectre, obviously, that'll be the easiest one to come by. The cool thing about the Miracle Mask, I think it was released October 28th, 2012, and it is the first entry in the Layton series on the 3DS, so that's obviously something to get excited about. I've also kind of I try not to really read reviews or watch. If it's something I know I'm going to like, I basically just blacklist everything and don't invest anything into it. Like Darksiders 2, I kind of watched some of the intros just to confirm that I'd really be into it. But just in skimming the prices before this video, I saw that they said that they've changed, where you basically just tap, tap, tap on the screen, for hint coins and items of interest, etc. Something about a magnifying glass. I'm not quite sure how that'll pan out, but sounds like it'll be, welcome change of pace, pretty easy to pick up. That said, the retail price right now, I think it's still going $39.99 most places. That said, I just checked Amazon. I guess it's currently on for $34.95 or something. So, give or take a few bucks, you can probably pick it up used a little cheaper than that. But like I said, I turned out to be a pretty big fan. It's just a complete and total change of pace. For me, it's mainly platformers, racing, and I still now at the Wii U kind of getting some good titles back sports-wise. Kind of that type of stuff. This is just totally different. It's kind of a, mystery slash brain genre, if you will. It's real hard to explain, but it's obviously not as just direct as, say, like Brain Age or something. And then it's not as explorative as the Mystery Case Files. But it's kind of like a hybrid of those two. You really have to think on a bunch of them. I generally wind up playing it really late at night when I should be asleep, and somehow I seem to do better on the puzzles in that mental state than I do in the middle of the day. But all that aside, here is the box art. It's actually kind of cool. At least in my opinion. I know not everyone's going to be a fan of the series, but my advice, if you think you'd like it or you're just up for a challenge or something totally different, if you can find one of the older games used, for 10, 15 bucks, go ahead, pick it up, see what you think. And if you like it, go ahead and springboard on up to the latest and greatest, which is Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. As you can see, there's no puzzle without a solution. If you've played any of the games, you will understand that one. But Level 5's behind it. They've done the entire series. You can kind of see the insets, just sort of like a few puzzle teasers, if you will. On the backside, solve puzzles to solve the mystery. Help Professor Layton solve an ancient riddle as he unearths the secret behind the mischievous masked gentleman. This is obviously the Masked Gentleman. I was just on the official Nintendo website, downloaded some pretty sweet wallpaper and icons, I think several times the way I did it, but nonetheless, the other cool thing, if you pick it up now, you can get the daily puzzle. There's honestly a puzzle a day, 365, so in addition to a good bit of content on the game itself, you kind of get 365 bonus puzzles. Maybe the greatest thing about this, you can't tell, but I've already, pulled the plastic to see what it was like, but this one actually has a manual, The DS games, obviously, and I'm referring to DS, not 3DS, they kind of were old school, had the thick manual still. I mean, the last Spectre here, just to give you an idea, I mean, this thing is thick. It's not that generic stuff, where you have like 2 pages, or we just unboxed Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I mean, that just as well not have a manual at that point in time. But anyway, this is what it looks like when you open it up. Nothing too fancy, no see-through in the windows like they sometimes do in Japan. But the game cartridge itself, pretty straightforward, just kind of like a subdued purple and then a lighter offset, if you will, kind of Professor Plumish, I guess we could call it. All it has, is the box art there. But we'll come in. You get, obviously, the Club Nintendo stuff, won't show you that, but again, I'm a big believer in that. You enter the code, you fill out some surveys, and you get free stuff. Some of it is very, very cool. Promo stuff there. Nothing too crazy to highlight for you. Crossword Plus, Art Academy, and of course, New Super Mario Bros. 2. I'd strongly recommend that one. But check this out. I mean, this is, I think, the first 3DS game I've ever had that actually had a manual. I know some of them had kind of, 9-tiered posters, if you will, with controls. But, I mean, this is the old-fashioned, we're going to walk you through everything you need to know. And today, what we see today, I actually really appreciate that. But here's the story here. I'll actually, once you stare at the cover while I read that. Professor Layton is a talented archaeologist known for his love of puzzles and profound mysteries. He has helped Scotland Yard solve several challenging cases on his way to becoming a household name. But before all London was familiar with his work, there was a time when he was simply a young student named Herschel Layton. One day after the professor receives a peculiar letter from an old school friend named Angela, he and his apprentice Luke arrive in the carnival city of Mont d'Or. Well, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Along with Layton's assistant Emmy. I actually kind of liked Emmy. Maybe it's because The Last Spectre is the first title I played. I know some, stalwarts from the series can't stand her. I kind of missed her when I, then went to the Curious Village. But according to the letter, the city of Mont d'Or is being plagued by the Masked Gentleman, who has used the magical powers of the Mask of Chaos to create a series of terrifying spectacles. What's more, this is not the first time the professor has heard mention of the Mask of Chaos. The first time was 18 years earlier when he was still in high school. So, just so you know, obviously top hat Professor Layton, blue cap Luke, and the yellow dress is Emmy. I won't go into too much detail there for you, but that's basically what you get again. Just in the odd event you stumbled upon this video and you're a collector, it's a 3DS game, and there's a manual. an old style manual. So that's really the highlight there. I thought it was kind of cool just because you don't ever see that anymore. But again, $39.99 is retail. It'll probably stay that way. Sometimes, like summer, they'll come down, $10 or so. You can sometimes find them on at Target. Toys R Us, of course, with their buy one get one sales is another option for you. But like I said, I've been a big fan of the series now. I am currently. I completed the last Spectre, and then I had a really hard time finding the Curious Village, and I didn't know if I wanted to go backwards in the series or just come in from the start. Then I found the Curious Village, completed it. Again, it would be the first entry. It was great. I'm currently, this is actually in my 3DS right now, playing the Diabolical Box. It has a great intro to it. I don't know, maybe like 2 hours in. It's going to be hard for me as continuing that and not playing Miracle Mask. I may come in and do that just to kind of get in on the daily puzzles and then go back to that and then wrap it up with the Unwound Future. But like I said, that is currently what's in my 3DS. It and the Curious Village have been in there quite a bit here lately. But that's it. That's what you get. Again, basically $35 to $40 right now, your typical retail price. There's another look at the fronts. Your back box art just kind of showcases some puzzles there. No, we didn't really showcase those too much. But inside, nothing too fancy. There's your game cartridge. And again, the big draw here for me, I don't want to sound like a total dork, but it's an old-fashioned manual. I mean, look at that. There's even staples. It's like a time machine almost. But wouldn't expect anything less from Professor Layton. Nonetheless, if you're interested in it, I would highly recommend it, even though I've not played the game. This is the type of thing, once you play it and you like it, you're pretty much set up. There's not too much deviation between what you'll see in a previous installment and this one. May not be your favorite, but I mean, it's something that if you like one of the other titles, you'll probably be happy with this one. So I may actually stick that in tonight on my way to bed, kind of get it going there. But again, questions, comments you can ask on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and remember, there's no puzzle without a solution.